Hello and welcome everybody to this week's Market Share, the short weekly segment brought to you by MKR, where we bring you all the noteworthy news and updates surrounding digital media and the world today. I'm your host Genevieve, and we've got some cool stories for you today, so let's get started. First up this week, Nielsen has released their first ROI report detailing insights and recommendations for advertisers, agencies, and publishers to increase returns on investment in media plans. And what will not come as a shock to anyone who has worked in advertising or marketing, 50% of marketing plans fail due to being underfunded. Nielsen details what they've dubbed the 50-50-50 gap, which states that 50% of media plans are underfunded by a median of 50%. Brands' ROI could be improved by 50% with an ideal budget. The report also comes with some key recommendations for media plans, including funding full funnel marketing for your highest ROI potential, and making sure that you understand exactly who your audiences are. Oftentimes, ad campaigns can be underfunded simply because the target audience is too narrow or specific for an outlined budget. A general awareness campaign with a broad audience target can reach more users for less money. But taking that same expectation into a very specific conversion ad campaign with a narrow potential audience is doomed to fail. Make sure when you're planning for your next campaign that your budget allowance and result expectations are properly aligned. Second this week, Twitter has offered some helpful hints for brands who want to make the most out of their event activations on the platform. Twitter thrives in a real-time environment more so than potentially any other platform at the moment. Getting the most out of this, unsurprisingly, takes time and planning on your part to be ready. The day before the event isn't the time to be brainstorming engagement ideas. Several months before your event, do some research on what worked well with your own event previously, or other similar events, and try to build off of that. Twitter also suggests working in some paid ads to support your organic efforts. This gives you the ability to reach key audience segments that you want as part of your conversation that might have missed out organically. They also recommend working to build anticipation to your event leading up to your event, or at least reminding people when it's happening, because it's not like we all don't have enough on our minds. Finally, when it comes to engagement, there's nothing more important than being reactive in real time during the event. Putting in the work to be a part of the conversation helps you drive those topics as well as encourages additional engagement. Next up, we have a common complaint. The commercials are too loud. However, now audiences are taking their complaints about the volume of various used car ads to the FCC. The only problem? The commercials are on streaming services and the FCC has no oversight in this arena. Every time some non-stick cookware commercial comes out of your TV at roughly 1 million decibels louder than the show you are watching, you want to do something about it. But nobody seemingly knows whose problem it is. In 2012, the Federal Communications Commission enacted Commercial Advertisement Loudness Mitigation, CALM Act, which requires ads on broadcast and cable TV to have the same average volume as the shows they run within. Streaming platforms are not beholden to this act yet, however, and audiences are noticing. That may change in the near future, but at this point, each streaming platform is left to hopefully help curtail these audio offenders on their own. Please, we can't get to the remote that fast. Finally this week, it's time to talk about your ugly feet. Birkenstock has launched their Ugly for a Reason global campaign centered around a docuseries about the evolution of the foot. This is Birkenstock's first paid global campaign, and they want to highlight the function and utility of a body part that we're apparently not giving enough attention to. This 3-part series will run on all of Birkenstock's owned platforms, as well as in the New York Times, with website placement and print ads. The venerable shoe company wants to highlight the functionality of your feet and likely hopes you'll associate their flagship sandals with them. The second episode of the series focuses on Birkenstock's long history with orthopedics and foot health. Everything our species has gone through has changed our feet. There's even been a correlation between the pandemic and more foot injuries due to not wearing shoes for so long. Maybe now is the right time to get the right shoes that will support you. So check out this look at just how important our feet are, and maybe do something nice for them. It couldn't hurt. That's all for this week's Market Share. My name's Genevieve, and I'll see you all next week. Each streaming platform is left to hopefully help curtail. So emphasis on the tail.
Yeah.
Curtail.
Help to curtail the problem.
Okay. I'm sorry, I read the first line. Finally this week, it's time to talk about your... I'm sorry. I saw you take a sip.